Getting started demonstration, we're going to cover how to create and schedule a job, add our relevant time and materials to the job, create an invoice and send that invoice over to our accounting system, and run a financial report to see our profitability on our job. From the dashboard, head over to the Jobs menu. In the Jobs menu, you can see a list of all your jobs as well as the relevant job status, and have the ability to filter by status, time, staff member, or by custom job categories. Let's start by hitting New Job. We can enter our customer, enter our site information if necessary, also enter in a reference, a pricing level, priority and job type. From here, enter a job description. You can then also create tasks on the job, assign the relevant staff members, and also tick these off when they're complete. Now let's check our schedule. We can open our scheduler and see what our availability is like for the week. We can select a day and a time by double clicking on an appointment, select our start and stop times, and assign the relevant staff members to these appointments. We also have the ability to schedule individual tasks if you want to segment your job, and the ability to add any additional notes here. Hit save. That appointment's now logged. We can hover our mouse over the appointment to see a bit more information about the job. Head back to the job by clicking on the job number at the top of the screen. From here, we can add notes if we wish, attach files, whether it be site plans, health and safety forms, and also have the ability to notify staff members either through sending a notification through the mobile app or to their email address. Hit OK and select Save and Continue Editing to send the notification off. From here, we might want to track our time. We may move our job into In Progress and go about adding our time. We can do this either by using the Start Timer option, where we select the relevant billing rate, assign our time to a task if we wish, and add a note. The timer is going to run until we stop the timer. The other way is to do a manual timesheet entry. We can specify the staff member for which time we want to add, the date, our start time, our finish time, assign the time to a specific task if we wish, and add any notes in here. Hit OK, and that time is now logged on the job. We can see our hours, our cost to the company based on this staff member's wage, how much we're going to charge for that time, and our profit. From here, we can head over to costs. The cost section allows us to track all our costs on the job. We can add costs by simply searching for them in our price list files. We can also add costs by simply adding a miscellaneous cost. For instance, we can specify the cost to us and also what we want to sell it for. We also have the ability to assign specific materials to those tasks if we want to see how much each individual task is costing us. And as you can see, once again, you're getting the cost to the company based on what you're buying the materials the charges, how much you're going to be charging for these materials, and your profit. From here, we might move our job into to invoice. We can then head over to the invoices menu, create an invoice, and select the relevant invoice we want to generate. In this case, a time and materials invoice. We also have some invoice options that allow you to use a cutoff date, as well as group materials into a single line item on the invoice. You can also invoice for specific tasks if you're assigning your relevant time and materials to those tasks. As you can see, we've now generated our invoice with the relevant line items on it. It has our time, our materials, and the totals at the bottom. We can come up the top and print the invoice out. This is going to display what the end customer is going to see. As you can see, it has the relevant line items, the amounts, and even my payment details at the bottom of the invoice. You can customize these invoices to be tailored to how you want them to appear and to show or hide as much information to the end customer as you wish. From here, we may approve and send the invoice over to Xero. Simply hit the Approve and Send to Xero option and confirm your selection. Once that's been sent to Xero, you can continue on and send it over to your customer. You'll notice it's picked up the customer's email address, and we can also select an email template we want to use for our specific invoice. And we can hit Send to send this invoice over to our customer. At this stage, we may want to see the profitability of our job. To see this, simply go to Options, select Job Financial Report, and download. The Job Financial Report is going to give us a breakdown in terms of our time, our materials, and totals. The estimated cost would come from a quote if one was generated. The actual cost is our actual time and materials used. And we can also see our invoiced and to invoice amounts to make sure there's no outstanding balances for our time and materials. And most importantly, the ability to see our gross profit and profit margin on the job. You can run these reports on any job or individual jobs just as like I have done here. I may now say this job is complete. I can hit Save, and I'm taken back to my main jobs menu, where I can then see or filter by status. That wraps up our Getting Started video. Be sure to check out our other videos on how to best utilize Tradify. Thanks for watching.